Hey, check this out. These are just some of the awesome shooters set to release this year, and today I'm gonna share everything we know about each of these 10 games and why millions of people are so excited about them. We're gonna cover everything today, from PvE co-op shooters to battle royales to free versus free arena shooters and everything in between, and I'm even also gonna sprinkle in a few bonus games along the way. But let's kick the show off with what is the most highly anticipated game of them all, at least according to every one of you who voted in last week's community post, Valorant Mobile. Valorant is, of course, Riot Games' hero-based first-person shooter that, by the way, also included in my video about the most highly anticipated games of any genre this year. It released for PC all the way back in 2020, and it's rumored that we'll get an alpha or beta version at some point this summer for mobile. And there's a few good reasons why everyone is so excited about this 5 versus 5 shooter, and more than 1.5 million people have pre-registered for it. Because not only is it a super solid game that has proven itself on PC, where it has a strong and active player base, but the monetization is also great in this game, with in-app purchases for skins and new characters that you also unlock through gameplay. The full global out-of-beta version of Valorant Mobile probably won't release before the end of this year, or maybe even early next year, but testing has already begun in China now, so be sure to keep your eyes and ears open about future tests throughout this year. Now, while you wait for Valorant, you might soon, ironically, be able to play a clone of the game, and maybe even before Valorant releases, because Hyperfront is essentially a Valorant clone by NetEase that is now being beta tested in Thailand, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Singapore. I wouldn't bet on this game being even remotely as great as Valorant though, but it still might be worth checking out in the meantime, so consider this the first bonus game of today. Next up is one of the few upcoming shooters that have actually been made for mobile first, instead of being ported from PC or console. The name of the game is T3 Arena, and it's a 3 versus 3 hero-based shooter with lots of different game modes, many of which, by the way, and quite interestingly, seem to be inspired by Overwatch, such as Payload Escort and a Control the Area mode. The game is being published by the same team behind the Super Smash Bros. Alternative called Flash Party, and is already out on Android in some regions, with a full launch across Android and iOS definitely coming up later this year, although we don't have a specific date for the release yet. I honestly think this will be the best alternative for those who don't want to play Valorant, but still want to get somewhat of the same overall experience, so if that is you, you might want to check out T3 Arena. Another great shooter set to release this year is PAYDAY Crime War, which I actually think is really interesting because it's set to include both the co-op PvE heist mode that made the game popular on PC, and a brand new 4 versus 4 multiplayer mode exclusive to mobile. The game also seems to attempt to go the same route as Call of Duty Mobile did by recreating many of the existing maps from the PC games, which I think is a great idea for an established franchise with an existing user base like PAYDAY. Now, when it comes to why so many people are so excited for PAYDAY on mobile, I think it comes back to the point that this game mixes co-op PvE and multiplayer PvP, which very few games do on mobile at this point, so PAYDAY could be something very refreshing. And the good news is that beta testing has already begun with a small group of players, with more testing and more releases planned for later this year, and if you want to follow along, there's also a development blog where the development team promises to keep us posted as development progresses. Avatar Reckoning is another upcoming shooter that many are really looking forward to, and that includes myself, by the way, because this one has a bit of a different target audience than the rest of these games, and that's because this is actually an MMORPG shooter. The game is also being published by Tencent's Level Infinite, which is the same company that publishes Arena of Valor and even PUBG Mobile, and made in the Unreal Engine 4, the game universe looks really nice, and the graphics all seem pretty polished and of high quality. Now, because it's an MMORPG shooter, we can play both single-player quests and missions, or we can team up with other players for co-op battles or complete dungeon raids, and I really hope this one won't be a letdown because that sounds just perfect to me. We don't have an exact release date yet, but it has already been beta tested in some regions, and a 2022 release has also been confirmed by the official Avatar Twitter profile. If you've enjoyed the video so far, by the way, I hope you'll subscribe for much more mobile gaming goodness, or you can check out my games discovery platform MiniReview, where you can filter and sort your ways to lots of more actual good mobile games. And now, after more than 20 years of success on PC, Battlefield got tired of Call of Duty and PUBG grabbing all the attention on mobile, which means we're finally getting a Battlefield mobile game. And I am really excited about this one, because part of what makes Battlefield so unique on PC are the large maps, the destructible environments, and the vehicle and air-based combat, and it seems that they're bringing most of that to the mobile version, which I am really glad to see, because it's basically everything most other shooters on mobile don't have. Now, when I look at the footage of the game that's come out so far though, I am not that optimistic. This game still needs lots of improvement, but it is definitely a high potential game, so if EA can actually fix it, and I know it's published by EA, horrible company, right? But if they can actually fix it, this might be a really great game eventually. The game is being beta tested in some regions as we speak, and a full release is expected later this year, with a version of the game actually already up on Google Play, although you just can't download it yet. With 32% of all votes on the community tab, Apex Legends is the second most highly anticipated shooter, and with more than 1.5 million pre-registrations, it's safe to say that many others also agree with you guys. Just like Valorant and T3 Arena, Apex Legends is a hero-based shooter, with the biggest difference being that Apex is a fast-paced battle royale game. It's also very popular over on PC, where it released 3 years ago, and the mobile version has actually already been fully released in a few regions, with a global release expected very soon now. And if you wanna dig one step deeper, there's actually already a full review of the game out on MiniReview as well. Next up is Undawn, which is an open-world survival shooter by Tencent, which means it'll feature things such as house building and some resource collection in addition to the core shooter gameplay. And not too unlike the Avatar game, Undawn can be played as a PvE solo experience, or you can team up with other players in co-op to slay monsters together. Now, I gotta admit that before researching for this video, I actually didn't know about Undawn, but it has already 500,000 pre-registrations, so some people out there definitely know about it. And although there's no release date set in stone yet, we will get multiple alpha and beta tests throughout this year, which you can pre-register for on their website. And as a quick bonus game, if you like these alternative shooters, you might also want to check out the third-person gacha shooter Project Snow, which has been picking up steam lately. As with most of these games, we don't have a release date for this one yet, but there are ways to access it on Android already now, so you can go check it out if you're on Android and if you really want to. Next up is Call of Duty Warzone, which is a free-to-play battle royale set in the Call of Duty franchise that released on PC and console back in early 2020. And although we already have a battle royale mode in Call of Duty Mobile, Activision is now apparently also bringing Warzone to mobile. So yes, this is yet another battle royale game, but I think people are still really excited about Warzone because it introduces some new elements as well, such as loadouts that you can buy mid-game and contracts that give you a bonus for completing a random mission, such as securing a specific location. We don't have a specific release date for Warzone on mobile yet, but we will most certainly get some early alpha tests and maybe also some beta testing later this year already. Now, here's the thing. After my latest poll on the community tab, I heard a few of you loud and clear. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six is a game lots of people are looking forward to, and it is indeed coming to mobile. And I also agree that Rainbow Six definitely deserves a spot in this video, because unlike most other games we've talked about today, Rainbow Six is a much more tactical game in the closed quarter combat subgenre, of which there are very few games on mobile. Now, in terms of the gameplay of Rainbow Six on mobile, it seems to split players into two groups, attackers and defenders, with 10 unique classes to pick from that each have different weapons, abilities, and gadgets. And it also seems we get to play some of the well-known Rainbow Six maps such as Bank and Border, with more than releasing later. Although, you probably guessed it, no exact release date has been revealed yet, you can already pre-register for the game on Rainbow Six Mobile's website, and in fact there's a closed alpha going on right now, so some of you might have been lucky enough to get access to that. Now, almost ironically, this next game, Warframe, is the opposite of Rainbow Six, because this is a super fast-paced hack-and-slash action shooter with both melee and gun combat that released on PC all the way back in 2013, but that is still going strong and is now coming to mobile. Warframe is unlike any game we have on mobile at this point, and part of what sets it apart is the massive amount of content, the neat sci-fi theme, and the smooth gameplay, which is why so many people are really excited about a potential mobile version. We don't have an exact release date for Warframe on mobile yet, but the game has been announced, it will release on mobile, and about 250,000 people have already pre-registered for it, easily making it one of the most highly anticipated mobile shooters of the year already. If I had to guess, I think my favorites are gonna become Valorant, Battlefield, and maybe that Avatar game, but let me know which upcoming shooter you are most looking forward to down there in the comment section, and then until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.